when you're out of balance, you're in survival. And when you're in survival, you want to rush to get things done. You can't be present. You believe everything that equal to the feeling of fear. I stopped from the life that I was living, and I'm kind of in a new life. And if I'm not creating, then something's wrong.
I just feel like people are still in a lot of pain and trauma and overwhelm, especially if you consume the media and the news. Please stop and minimize that, because I think it only creates more stress. When people say this is going to be the worst week of any week and it's going to be more deaths, like, what can people do in a simple, practical step when they just feel like, man, there's so much in my head right now? What can I do to start to slow down my heart rate just a little bit, to start thinking more calmly and make better decisions?
I think that the moment we switch on that system for alert or for emergency, we alter ourselves in some way. And all of that response that we have to an environment that we perceive as threatening or dangerous pretty much causes us to move out of balance. And when you're out of balance, you're in survival. And when you're in survival, you want to rush to get things done. You can't be present. You believe everything that equal to the feeling of fear or hostility, because information is relevant to you in that emotional state. So teaching people then that they have some type of control over that sympathetic response, that emergency system that switches on, is preparing you for something you can't predict.
Yeah.
Something that's an unknown, something that you can't control. And that survival system causes us to move more into our animal nature. And we're tapping our body's vital resources for health and regeneration. So short term, it's great, but you keep doing it over and over again, you start becoming more and more conditioned to that rush of energy. So teaching people how to self-regulate, teaching them how to move back into the present moment, teaching them that they can shorten their responses. It's really not that you react. I mean, we all react. The question is, how long are you going to react for? Because if you keep that reaction going, then you can't perceive any change in your environment. You won't have any ability to heal. So you become more affected by your environment. So simple process of getting back into the present moment, self-regulating, trading that fear for some other emotions.
Yeah.
And that's doing the work and
right.
The practice. And that's what we should be doing, because now we have energy to heal. We have energy for growth and repair. We have energy to create now. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not losing energy now. We're gaining energy. And
Yeah.
that signals the immune system, as we talked about. And that's what causes T cells to make antibodies and antigen, the immunoglobulins that fight antigens. And now your internal defense system can take care of the micro world,
Yes.
where there are invaders, where there are attackers, and you have energy to heal. And your immune system, as we said, is always combating viruses and bacteria. And if you're less responsive to your environment emotionally, then you're less responsive to your environment physically, and you have more energy. And people just need to know the information, because that empowers them to begin to make different choices. And now that you know, you can apply knowledge and make a different choice, demonstrate a different behavior, create a new experience, and that new experience creates a new emotion. Wow, then all of a sudden now you start learning new things, and you start stepping away from your old self. And that's what you want people to do. Biology changes.
Creating a new self, stepping away from the old self.
I think a good day is, even if you do react, that you make your way back into your heart. If you finish there and you learn your lessons, I think it's a good day. So, I mean, I still get triggered, of course, but I do my best every day to catch myself, and I'm less effective in that state. And I think I've learned through trial and error to self-regulate and get back. It always feels like a better day when I do.
it's hard to make good choices when you come from reaction, fear, anxiety, stress, but you always create more powerful service in the world, from my experience, when your heart is filled with love, peace.
Step away long enough to just remember that I'm disconnecting from the energy that I'm using to create a new future. And I'm back into a familiar energy that's connected to my past. And I've lost my ability to stay connected to it because a circumstance has altered my feelings and my thoughts. So I remember that. That's not a conversation you normally want to have with yourself when you think somebody's doing something to you, right? But I know the alternative just leads to a day that spirals downward. So then I close my eyes, or I step away for a minute, and I just put my attention back in my heart. And the first thing I work on is changing the way I breathe, become conscious, moving the body out of danger, out of breath, teaching it how it can be safe again, to self-regulate, to slow it down into the present moment and start breathing. And when you slow your breath down, you slow your brain waves down. When you slow your brain waves down, you're slowing down the system of arousal, and your heart actually influences that. So then once I feel my connection to my heart, then I start thinking about the emotions that I'm using to create that future, whether it's gratitude, whether it's freedom, whether it's awe or a mystical moment or whatever. And I just bring up that energy back into my heart, and I tune in to that energy that I've become familiar with because I do it enough times. And I remember I'm connecting to the energy of my future again. You only accept, believe, and surrender to thoughts equal to your emotional state. So if people are in fear, then the information that comes in equal to fear, they will begin to resonate with or relate with because it's equal to that emotion.